In this video, we are going to implement our own AI voice agent that will handle all our inbound and in the future our outbound calls. Let's get to it. But before we start, guys, this is the second video of our series on how to implement AI in any business. And for the sake of it, we are doing this exactly step by step in my business that I just launched while using a step-to-step guide that you can also download for free. The link will be in the video description. When do we start? When we want to build an AI voice agent for ourselves. We start at the right tools, okay? This guide right here that you are seeing on screen is for the Asolva AI, which is basically a fully integrated CRM plus AI platform, which has all workflow and automations that you can easily use without coding, which is pretty cool. But the guide is a pretty broad and transparent guide to show you other options out there. And we're going through the options, compare them real quick, and then we're going to clarify which tools we're going to use. And then we're building it in this video. So as I said, we're going to use Asolva AI right here, but there are many more options that you could choose from. For example, PulseBot is primarily a chat email-based AI appointment setter designed for marketing agencies, all right? But does not support any voice calls. SimpleTalk AI, on the other hand, is a voice AI platform built for phone calls, right? Like an AI receptionist. And it can take up to 1,800 calls at the same time in 60 seconds, which is amazing. And in 12 different languages. So this is really cool, all right? Vapi is also a pretty known one for conversational voice agents as well. You might need a little bit of coding in this one right here due to the guide. And we will have Twilio with a programmable voice as well, but we will use Twilio not for the voice agent or the creating of the voice itself. We're going to use Twilio for the behind the scenes stuff, which means we're going to use Twilio to connect our phone to the network to make it function so that our AI has a designated phone number. The next thing that we are going to discuss is 11 Labs, the voice AI. So basically the soul of the voice agent, because they're giving us their voice basically. It's pretty known for the AI text-to-speech generator that you might know already. And the great thing is we have a lot of models that we can choose from, and this even in over 70 different languages. And I think that they have the most human-like intonation and even emotional expressions. We're going to check those out as well. And lastly, the most important tools that we're going to have and need to make this not just sound good, but also effectively work in our CRM and business. We will need workflow automation tools, and there are many. The most popular are Zapier, N8N, and Make.co. And here's why we need those automations. And in my opinion, this is the most important part, because we're going to start to set up the AI agent itself, which will have all emotional expressions, will have the knowledge of our business and also our services. But the main issue will be if it just sounds nice and knows a lot of stuff to talk about, we might never going to see what they have talked about, with whom, and how did they interacted, because there's no link to our business, to our system that gives us an update after each call, after each interaction. And this is crucial and this is missing. So that's why those workflow automations and connections, I like to call them integrations, are the most important, so that it not just sound nice, but that it really works nicely. So now we will either have to go to all those individual service providers like Twilio, 11 Labs, and log in, create our accounts, and add everything to one integration, one CRM that we're gonna connect with Make.com, N8N, or Zapier. But as we're using the Asolva AI right here, this is the platform that we select, because this one right here is connected to a CRM system, which is GoHighLevel, right? And this already has an integration, as a CRM ecosystem has those already, like Twilio for the phone calls, OpenAI for the AI language model, and even text-to-speech engines from 11 Labs that we can use. So we don't have to connect all these things individually, because they're already set up in the CRM ecosystem. And now we're going to jump into the CRM and build everything out. So this is the CRM that I'm using. This is basically GoHighLevel, but I bought a subscription which is called Asolva AI, which is an AI platform that can be integrated into GoHighLevel, into my personal GoHighLevel, which is really good. If you want to know what the software is about, I'm going to show it to you right now. And they also have a promotion, so if you're considering doing it, feel free. The link's going to be in the video description. So right here, this is Asolva AI, and this is a short breakdown on what it can do. So basically, you have CRM and pipeline managements, right? Like all the other CRM, like Hotspot, Monday, whatever. Unlimited sales funnels. You can build even websites, surveys, forms, email and SMS marketing, a calendar system, so you don't need Calendly. Workflow automations work there as well, so you don't even have to have N88 or Zapier. DocuSigning, of course, as well. AI chatbots, yes. And the AI voice agents are also there that we could use, so you don't need the simple talk or call spot or whatever we talked about in the beginning. And also what we're going to have here is the appointment setter or call center, and this is like the most expensive stuff in this package. So usually if you get everything at one place, at different places, you end up paying over $2,000 a month. And this is a lifetime deal right here. It's $97 a month. You will see the pricing, usually how it goes. And this is the lifetime deal. This is basically what I got and what I have and what I use. And a pretty cool thing is here, it's still on promotion. It's $97 per month. You will have all those features right here. Inbound and outbound calls, automatic call transfers, self-schedule AI follow-ups, and much more, which is pretty cool. There's a usage fee for the calls per minute, which is 20 cents per minute per call. And there's 2 cents per message on a chat if you have a chatbot that you install. So this is the one that I got and that we're using right now. And we were able to implement it into our GoHighLevel, which is pretty cool. So we're going into it right now. This is the AI assistant feature that we are now having linked to our GoHighLevel. It's rerouting right here. And this is another internal dashboard that we have here, okay? Which is all about the AI agents. I have already tried some AI agents out here, right? But we're gonna build one from scratch. Here's basically your inbox. So whenever calls or texts or chats the AI works with, you're gonna get messages right here and you can scan everything that they've been doing, okay? Right here, we're gonna have the whole calling intersection where we see everything, conversations, appointments, answers, dials, whatever. I've just messed around a little bit, so don't pay attention to those numbers. Your contacts, if there are any contacts that have been created here during the calls with the AI, they're going to show up here as well. The knowledge base, which will be pretty cool as well, because we need to set up the infrastructure for the AI. What do they have to say? What do they have to know? And right here, we have our assistants. I've already built 2 assistants just to play around a little bit, but we're going to create a new assistant right here. And at this part right here, we can use and import or buy numbers right here. And this is the Twilio connection that we're working with. So we can buy a number or import a number from another service provider and then use that number to basically connect it to the AI, all right? And the last thing that we can do as well is build widgets. So we can build widgets for websites. They have a chatbot on the website so that you don't just have the generic ones that are asking you questions. You can basically ask everything you want and they will respond accordingly, okay? Which is pretty cool. So back to the assistants, we're now going to create our assistant, okay? Right here, generate assistant, and we can just call him voice agent, general assistant. The cool thing is, because our CRM is already connected to our website here, or knows what our website is about, so it's already viewing at our website and now it's scraping all the information from there while generating the assistant, okay? So you're just gonna do it, and as you see in the background, it's processing and gathering, scraping the information to already design a prompt for the AI agent, which we can always change. And this is how we do. So you can just open this agent, and this is the interface. This is basically where everything happens, okay? So you can basically change this whole prompt, okay? That's what we're gonna do in a bit, because we want to design what our AI agent should do and shouldn't, okay? What for prompt building, what I usually do or like to use is honestly ChatGPT, because they're designing prompts pretty well. Usually when I want to design a prompt, I need to fill up the knowledge base, all right? The knowledge base starts usually with a website, maybe a Google page as well, a Facebook page, or any other documents that you have. If you have, for example, if you have like a pitch deck or if you have a business description or even a business plan, whatever you have, you can all implement this and fill up the knowledge base. This is what we're going to do for it to make us the prompt. So I'm going to use this website right here because this is the business that we're building out right now. And in fact, chat. So we need the prompt. So this is our setup for the prompt, where I basically just implemented the website that I showed earlier and 2 documents that I also use, which is like a comprehensive guide and also like a pricing plan and everything with all details, everything technical about the business itself and the product and service. So basically what I told them to do is basically the agent itself should work as an inbound receptionist, but should also be able to call leads itself as outbound agent, should be able to focus on answering questions and pre-qualifying a lead. And the final goal is to book an appointment with a wealth advisor at the end. It should ask the pain points and the current situation on how they are protecting the assets right now. Listening and open questions are key. Less talking should make sure that the AI talks less than 40% of the whole call after the main pitch, of course. Okay. Clients usually sign up on websites, social media like Facebook, and this might be the only reason why we ever get the info data, okay, which is really important. Should be knowledgeable about all trust setup systems. So this is basically an additional research that I'm going to do right now. And then I implement this one because I think this helps really, really well. After the prompt, I want them to create a deep search knowledge base with all necessary info that a wealth and trust advisor needs to make this happen. So basically the position that I'm talking about, I'm just trying to replicate a representative in that business to do the same thing, okay? And therefore we need all the knowledge base, and we need to get the knowledge from all sources I'm gonna find, educationally, of course, and implement them here, and then get our whole prompt and then fill our knowledge base. So we're gonna generate it right now, and then we're gonna implement it. While we're waiting for our prompt and the knowledge base to be ready, we will go back to the voice agent itself, and we can already just delete this prompt right here. It's not a problem at all. And we can talk about all the other settings and integration that we will enable. Okay. So right here, as you see, I've already set up my CRM with a calendar. Okay. My CRM has a calendar, which I connected basically. So this is my personal schedule, and I can connect which one calendar I want to sync, and then I can just edit, and then it's edit. So the AI knows which schedule to talk about. Okay. And which to look at, and then to book appointments there. Another feature right here, this is the phone number that we still have to buy and connect. We don't do it yet. And right here on the top right here where it says Emily, this is the voice, the human-like voice, and it's already implemented. And this one can also be changed. And now we have all types of female and male voices right here, okay, and even different languages. But what we can do is, as 11 Labs is the source here, we can even import a voice from 11 Labs. We can always import a voice and look it up on the 11 Labs library. So this is what we're going to do as well, just to show you guys. So now we're going to check out training voices. We can even look for accents, which can be pretty cool as well. We have plenty of accents right here. And as you see right here, you will have many more options. So this voice agent theoretically could speak all the other languages as well, which is insane. Let's just try this one out right here.
Okay, so it's been a really fascinating journey. It all started with this tiny idea my sister shared while we were biking.
That's more narration style. This one might be a better one for conversation right here.
You ever get that feeling like today's the day everything clicks? Yeah, let's go make something amazing happen.
See.
Trusted by countless creators, my fresh dynamic voice cuts through the noise. Perfect for narration, ads, and attention-grabbing content.
All right. So there are many options that you can choose from, and then we can implement those as well. So we can basically just look for the name, type it in of the voice character, and then it shows all the options. And this is basically the voice that we had right here. We can import it. Now it's imported. Just need to find it. And now here it is, right? We can add it now to the assistant. And now as you see, we have him added to the assistant. Now this is our assistant voice. We have some details that we can use as well, which is response speed, sensitivity to interruptions, talk speed as well. This is something that we need to adjust while we're working on it. The voice emotions as well, which are basically showing to control the emotion for the voice processor. 0 is being really robotic. and 2 is being exaggerate emotional. Okay, so now we're at 1, but we can adjust it as well just to make it a little bit more human. Okay, so that's why I'm going to put it 1.4. The language of the processor, we can go into multilingual as well if we want, so it speaks the languages that we have provided or have been provided by Levelets, but we're going to leave it in English as far as right now. Additionally, what we have, because we can use this exact agent as well for a chatbot. Okay, so the chat settings right here that we have, that we can implement as well already. A temperature tone, which is basically the AI's output on how creative or deterministic it is. So the more creative it is, the more options there might be, the more wiggle room there might be on the chat as well. So I'm going to put it at 0.5, 0.50, my bad. And I will also integrate a sleep mode. So basically when the person is not responding anymore after 5 minutes, it just closes the chat. I want to just put it at 15 minutes. I think that's fair enough. So, and right here we have enable purposeful misspellings, which is pretty cool because a real human also misspells something, but I would use, put the probability to maybe 8%, not to make it too awkward. And yeah, and these are the response channels that I can use. So basically the live chat on the website, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, email, and even SMS. Okay. These are our chat settings. So now we have our call settings right here. And those are set default, which is 30 minutes maximum time for a call. And there's a silence timeout, which I would maybe put down to 5 minutes silence, just to, you know, not waste too much time. I will even put it down to a minute. Background noises. So you can choose from a lot of background noises here, which makes it sound more kind of human. Okay. And then we can put the intensity up or down as well. Okay. You can just leave it right here for now. So right here, we also have a voicemail detection, right? So if it goes to voicemail when we're doing an outbound call, for example, we can right away detect it and leave a message on voicemail. And then we could also put a message right here, and then we can basically already pre-write the message that is going to be sent. Okay, so, and these are going to be our automations right here, the web hooks that we're connecting, so that after the AI calls somebody to say what they're doing. So there's going to be the incoming call and the post call web hook. So what they're doing when a call comes in and what they do when a call is ended. Okay, our tools and APIs, this is pretty cool right here. This is what we're going to use. So we want to scrape websites, right? Our own website, if they refer to anything on any website, that we can use as well. Update the user details. This is what we want to do as well. We want to search the web as well, which is more like the information collection, right? So during the call or during the chat, we want our AI to be able to, and we can just use those tools here. Get availability. So this is pretty cool because we want the availability to match with the caller's availability, but also with the ones that is going to be available for a possible appointment. Then this is the feature that this is one of the most important features, the book appointment feature, so that the AI can also book an appointment, get the user calendar events, and update appointment details. So whenever the client calls back, let's just say the day after, and it says, hey, the meeting tomorrow needs to be cancel or reschedule, we can do it. We want to create tasks on our CRM, of course, as well. We want to create notes. So when they have spoken to a person, we want a note transcribed, a self-schedule as well, right? So if the person is unavailable, to self-schedule and call them back at 20, 30 minutes, 1 hour, whenever. And channel switching as well. So call the user, basically. This is what we're going to do for outbound calls, and send emails. So while having the person on the phone, we can then send the email out, which is pretty great. So, and there are many more options right here that we can use as well. So we can add more text, like callback appointments, send SMS appointments, send email appointments, send mail info, send summary, and so on. Okay, so these are ones that we added. So we can create tools by ourselves and add them, and basically without coding, adding workflows right here and systems. All right, so right here, let me just double check. No, we don't need to use this one. The knowledge base right here is the next part, which is the knowledge base that I've already created. So we don't need this knowledge base right here. That's just like a personal knowledge base. And we will now implement the knowledge base that we already have, or we're going to check on ChatGPT how far they got. And then we're going to implement this knowledge base and put it in. Our prompt is finally done. And now we can insert our prompt right here. So this is our whole prompt. We're going to save it right away. We just gave this AI agent a name, and we're going to save the changes right here. So whatever input and knowledge we want to implement into that AI, we basically just do it right here under knowledge, and then we can add new knowledge base. We can name it, for example, website info, create knowledge base. And then after we created it, we can now open it up. Oh, wait, let me just rename it real quick. All right. And then we go into new data, and now we're uploading the data. So for example, this is a plain text. This is the one that I've also used for the prompt. Uploaded. Prompt for agent. It's uploaded. Now it's embedding. And then afterwards we can toggle the data. Right. Toggle data. Nice. Okay. We can also add much more. We can add FAQs as well. We can insert them. We can implement a URL. We can implement some files as well. That's what I'm going to do as well, because I have the paths already ready. We're going to do the URL right here. This is the one for our website. I'm going to use it real quick. Implement this here. In the meantime, we can add our files right here. There we go. So you see that all of them are embedding and basically toggling all the data. So the data points are growing, as you can see. So it's right now scanning all information that we presented right here, and it analyzes the data points in vectors and adds them into the knowledge base. All right. So we can go back to our assistant right here. Just going to rename it so it's easier to follow up. All right. And now right here in our settings on the right side, we have the knowledge base right here that we can select. So we can use the whole Wealth Advisor file knowledge base, and we can add it to the assistant, and now it's saved as the knowledge base right here. Now we can save the changes right here, and we're already at the point where we can start with the first tests. All right. So right here, we're currently in the builder, and we can go to the voice lab and test the voice sound. We can go into the chat lab as well and chat with it, basically just as a chatbot would work. So we accidentally also built a chatbot, okay, which is pretty cool. So it's like a 2-in-1 solution for the voice agent and also the chatbot. But you're not there to integrate all of them yet, because we're missing phone numbers, we're missing the website, we're missing all these little features and things that we're gonna implement in the next videos in the next series. But let's test the voice agent as far as right now for our inbound calls. Real quick, I forgot to mention that we can also use our LLM right here. So we can use Gemini, we can use Claude, and mainly OpenAI. I will always recommend using OpenAI. For some reasons, I'm mostly using the nano or mini versions because they're a little bit quicker in responding. That's just my personal experience here, but they've been always updating them. So it's always, pretty great to just follow up and see what works best for you. So let's go into. Great question. I would say international, structuring, and asset protection. Okay, thank you for Playwright. To connect you with the right advisor, may I ask you 2 or 3 questions? What is the primary goal with setting this trust up? Okay, yeah. All right now. And this was the answer, sharing your goals. Thank you, blah, blah. Asset protection, tax minimization. This is correct. Yep. Will you also let me know which countries? This is really good, because it really depends. If I ask, hey, I want to build up a trust, it always depends on which countries you're favorizing, or which are you invested in or hold your major assets, because there are many differences where to build the trust then at the end of the day. So the questions here are pretty good. I could keep on going and going, but we also want to test the voice lab. Now we're going to shift over to the voice lab right here and just press start call. Keep in mind, I cannot directly now book an appointment or anything, because it's just the lab. So it's not like the real version, but we're going to test the general settings.
Hello, I'm Alex, the AI-based assistant of Ayavado. How can I help you today?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm here and ready to assist you. How can I help you today?
I came across your website and I'm looking to set up a trust for me.
Is your inquiry mainly about asset protection, succession planning, international structuring, or something else?
Mainly for asset protection and maybe international structuring and tax related stuff.
To connect you with the right advisor, may I ask you 2 or 3 short questions?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
What is your primary goal with setting up this trust?
I want to save taxation, and
that is something the
so What else? Oh yeah, and asset protection, of course.
If I understand correctly, your main goals are tax optimization and asset protection. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's correct.
Great. How are your assets currently structured, and in which countries do you reside or hold major assets?
So currently I'm in the United States. My assets are in the USA, in Germany, Europe, and also in South Africa.
Thank you for sharing that. How urgent is it to set up this trust?
I mean, I was looking for it already like a couple of months, but I never went active because there's so many options of how to set up the trust. So I'm looking for somebody to guide me through all the whole process and give me advice on what is the best country to set up the trust.
I understand. It sounds like connecting with a wealth advisor would be beneficial for you. Would you like me to schedule a call with one of our advisors to get structured answers?
Yeah, we can do this. Yeah.
We have several available slots for a call with a wealth advisor. Here are a few options. Tomorrow, February 27th at 12:30 p.m. or 2:30 p.m. EST. Monday, March 2nd at 12:00 p.m. or 2:00 p.m. EST. Do any of these times work for you, or would you prefer a different date?
Let's do tomorrow directly at 12:30.
You're confirmed for a call with a wealth advisor tomorrow, February 27th at 12:30 p.m. EST. You'll receive a confirmation shortly. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
No, that's all. That's all. Perfect. Thank you. Have a good day. All right. That's basically just the first draft that we have. And the cool thing is, even though that the AI right here detects my speed, because I wasn't really talking in the best way. So even though it's says that I want to ask about or want to save on taxation, but it basically read text station. But due to context, it said, okay, it doesn't make sense with text station. What is similar is text optimization. So this is basically a really great indicator of how AI also works in the background and is analyzing what I'm saying, because AI is basically transcribing for them what did I said and then putting it in relation to the context. Okay. Which is pretty nice. A pretty great example. That's exactly the workflow that you want, not sharing too many information, sharp answers, more open questions. As you see, always open questions. So I have more speech involved to share more details in general. And here it goes directly here into structuring a call with the representative. So we don't need to basically wipe out the representative because the human touch will be needed in this business relation here. But it's so beneficial to just get the appointment done, and then the representative, has a full schedule, and that's the main purpose and the main goal of it. So this was the setup for the AI agent in our CRM connected to the AI software Asolva that we're using at the moment. And as you've seen, that there are many customizable options as well. We're still waiting for the knowledge base to insert it, to implement it, so we can fill more knowledge into the AI. But more importantly, in the next video, what we're going to do is we are going to get the whole interaction and integration done. That means we will structure workflows, automations for inbound and outbound calls for this AI. So basically all the triggers and alerts that will lead to the AI to act in a certain way, how we want it. The video after this is going to be the next series, and we're going to finally implement the whole workflow and the automation. And this is going to be the major work and the hardest part. And if you like the video, I would appreciate if you follow this account and stay tuned for more AI implementations. And don't forget, we have the step-by-step guide to build this AI implementation into your business for free under the video. See you in the next video.